What's up, everyone? Josh or Miho here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I'm here today to do part 2 of my top 20 metal albums of 2012. Like in the previous video, I'm going to throw out some quick honorable mentions. The first honorable mention in this video will go to the new album from the band Neurosis, entitled Honor Found in Decay. A return to form for these guys. It's been a long time since these guys have made an album, and they deliver some really intelligent, very breathtaking and thought-provoking post-metal with a little bit of sludge, a little bit of doom hints thrown in there, but it's the typical Neurosis sound as you would normally expect it. It's a really solid album. I wouldn't say it's their absolute best, but it is a return to Neurosis form. I really enjoyed this album, and if you're a fan of Neurosis, if you haven't heard this yet, you need to give it at least a good shot before considering it's something that you love. And the next honorable mention will go to the new album from Indecadence, Vessels of Light and Decay. Holy shit, is this absolutely ball-crushing. If you're into death metal and doom, preferably death metal and doom from the UK, this band is definitely the band to check out. This is their sophomore album, and they come out guns a-blazing with this amazing, beautiful album. It's just punishing listen, and not to mention probably one of the best packaging designs you'll see on any release this year. Just absolutely stunning packaging. Profound Lord did a bang-up job with this one, so support Indecadence. Now we get on to the top 10, my top 10 list. Once again, this list is opinion, not fact, and this is my list, not yours. So with that out of the way, let's get this party started. Coming in at number 10, Weapon, Embers and Revelations. This, to me, is one of the hardest working black and death metal bands to come out of Canada. And this has been a band that, to me, has continually gotten better and better as time goes by. 2012 really has been an amazing year for this band. They recently did the tour with 1349 and Marduk. They did their own little mini tour with Withered. I got to see them live this past June. They were amazing, and the more anticipation I got into about this band, the more stoked I was to hear Embers and Revelations. And once I heard this album, it really is some of the best work this band has put out yet. This is a band that pays very close attention to detail. They make sure that everything sounds as good as it does, and it's definitely something to be said about the production. I love the way that this album is produced and mixed, but the music itself and the lyrics and the themes and the typical Weapon lore you would get from a band from this band, it's just top-notch, near perfect. Great vocals, very memorable and catchy riffs, a lot of good solid song structures. This is the Weapon you know and love, only they sound way better than ever before, and Embers and Revelations is an amazing album. Pick it up if you haven't had the chance to. Coming in at number 9, Noisier, Turbulent Resurgence. 2011 was a really amazing year for grindcore, and I remember fondly last year when I had Subvert the Dominant Paradigm in my top 20 list. And 2012 is another great year for grindcore. I mean, obviously everybody's talking about Priapus and Death of Self, Six Brew Bantha, the new Napalm Death, obviously, and Pig Destroyer. But the one grindcore album that really stuck out to me and really something that I absolutely loved was the new Noisier. Because this is far and away the best thing this band has done yet. It's short, it's fast-paced, it's technical, and a lot of people like to throw out the term forward-thinking grindcore. That's a term that's perfect for a band like Noisier because of the lyrical content, the fast pace of the music, the genius riffs, the awesome technicality. This really is the Brian Fajardo, Dorian Rainwater show here. This album was recorded as a trio, but honestly, the vocals are absolutely amazing and sick, but the Dorian and Brian absolutely steal this album. The great drum work, awesome blast beats, fast double bass, Everything you would expect from Brian Fajardo is on this record. And Dorian just killing it with the guitar riffs, great bass work. This is classic Noisier at its best, and I'm very happy that they came out with this release. They did it with such a short period of time, but yet they've crafted a grindcore classic in my view, so support Noisier, they are amazing. Coming in at number 8, you knew this was going to be in my top 10 regardless of where I put it, and it happens to be at number 8, and I'm talking about Cannibal Corpse with Torture. This is the band that got me into metal. This is the band that, if it wasn't for the first 3 albums with Chris Barnes on vocals, I would not be introduced to death metal or metal as a whole. And I have loved everything that this band has ever put out. This being their 12th full-length, it's the typical Cannibal Corpse style that you're already familiar with from the last few records because Eric Rutan's been behind the production boards. But honestly, I believe that a new beast has been awakened within Cannibal Corpse, because I just absolutely love the way this record sounds. It sounds great. Every instrument that you hear is played amazing. The grit and the crunch in the guitar riffs are as crystal clear as ever. Alex Webster delivers probably some of his best bass work to date. The bass guitar on the Strangulation Chair is just absolutely amazing. Even on Demented Aggression, I just love the frenetic pace of the way he plays it. Corpse Grinder sounds more aggravated and raw than ever before. I absolutely love what George Corpse Grinder Fisher does with the vocals. Paul is still doing what he does as the man and one of the main writers for the music. It's just awesome, music and lyric-wise, but what am I saying? I love Cannibal Corpse. Torture is awesome. I think it's the best of the Corpse Grinder era, so I love this album. Coming in at number 7, I think something would top Cannibal Corpse, something did in my view. Dying Fetus, Reign Supreme. Seeing this band live earlier this month really validated why I love Dying Fetus and why I loved Reign Supreme. For only being a trio, they pump out some of the heaviest, most punishing, brutal, technical, crazy death metal humanly possible. And to me, they've delivered the best work of their current era. To me, this is a far better release than both War of Attrition and Descend into Depravity. I absolutely love the punishing moments of this record. I mean, songs like Invert the Idols, In the Trenches, From Womb to Waste. So much destruction going on with those songs. Trey Williams is an absolutely amazing drummer, and he definitely proves why he's one of the best at what he does on this record. It is absolutely stunning what he does on the drums. And the same can be said for Sean and John. Both handling the guitar and bass the way that they do. Amazing technicality, great riffs, the typical Dying Fetus guitar sound that you would expect, but it just sounds absolutely brutal. The vocals are as brutal as ever. The lyrics are a lot more punishing and destructive and meaningful. Beneath the brutality, there is some sort of message to be said. And with Reign Supreme, to me, they deliver an absolute genius record. Reign Supreme is awesome. Coming in at number 6, Hexen, Nightside Emanations. This is by far my favorite black metal release of this year. I absolutely love the fact that this is one of the best black metal bands to come out of Finland, besides Satanic Warmaster and Horna. The Hexen deliver another album, because it seems as though they take their time making releases. It's been pretty much a 4-year gap since their last album. And now with Nightside Emanations, they deliver some incredibly occult, dark, and demonic black metal. And it's definitely made possible with the way the song structuring is, the way the high vocals are. The guitar riffs are just absolutely gold. I just love what the Hexen do with this album. I mean, songs like Kiss of Our Dark Mother and Awaken Tiamat. Awaken Tiamat is an absolutely punishing song. I love the song structuring on there. I love the vocals. I love the way every guitar riff and solo on this record is. It just sounds amazing. And if you're into occult black metal, if you're into Finnish black metal, the Hexen deliver the goods with this album. This is absolutely destructive and powerful. I absolutely love this album. Now we're getting to the top 5. It's getting closer. Coming in at number 5, Cattle Decapitation, Monolith of Inhumanity. This was the first album of 2012 that I could definitely say is perfect to me. And considering that 2012 has been an absolutely crazy year for Travis Ryan, I feel he should pat himself on the back for having released and made something so absolutely crazy and over the top and maniacal. He also came out with the debut from Murder Construct, Results. That was an awesome album in its own right, but this right here, this is his baby. This is his main thing, and Monolith of Inhumanity to me is probably the most varied and the most diverse Cattle Decapitation record yet. I just love the way Travis Ryan handles himself on the vocals. He does his ultra guttural vocals, but he also adds in a little bit of variety. His highs sound even crazier. He belts out into some almost singing type of qualities. It's really crazy, very unique. And of course we all know the music video that came out for Forced Gender Reassignment. We already know what a crazy song that is. But beneath the craziness and the gore, there is a lot of meaningfulness and depth within the lyrical content. There is always a story to be told within the lyrics if you happen to look past the gross, gory stuff. Not to mention, what's the one song? I think it's Projectile Ovulation. That's the one that features Mike from Devourment. The two of them on vocals together is just absolutely godlike. Just the way the vocals sound on those tracks are absolutely amazing. And even to the closing track, Kingdom of Tyrants, it's an absolutely epic, epic song. Very, very awesome album. To me, the best thing Cattle Decapitation have ever put out. And hails to Travis Ryan for making this an awesome, awesome release. Coming in at number 4, Evocation, Atramors. Evocation to me are the epitome of American Funeral Doom. Just the mystique, the beauty, the respect, and just how world-class this band is. They know exactly what they're doing. They know the kind of music that they deliver, and they have a set plan, and whenever they get to their set plan, it just is delivered perfectly. And with Atramors, it's just an absolutely beautiful album. It's 8 tracks, it's a lengthy album, but there is so much depth and beauty within those 8 tracks. Even the instrumental songs that are on here add a touch of respect and elegance to the music. But you're going to get some absolutely crushing music. Just the way the guitar riffs sound, the way the drums are methodical and patient, but are done in a very respectful and tasteful way. It's beautiful. Just the way the bass is, just the way the vocals are, just the little hints and touches that you happen to hear on this album. If you get some more atmospheric moments, if you get some acoustic guitars, this band does it, and it definitely delivers. Amazing album. Evocation are amazing, and never a dull moment with this band. Coming in at number 3, Incantation, Vanquish and Vengeance. I mentioned in the last half of my top 20 list about bands, death metal bands emulating Incantation style. So why not have an album from Incantation themselves, the masters of their craft? It's been a long time since Incantation made an album, and now they come back with probably the best lineup that they've had in quite a long time. And to me, this album brings out the best of their true sound and true atmosphere. This is classic Incantation. It just sounds absolutely stunning. I love the way that this album is produced. I feel it brings out the best in their musical qualities. The guitar riffs are classic Incantation. Just the way the riffs are delivered, the high leads, the solos, just absolutely crisp and beautiful. Great bass, great drum work. The vocals are as powerful and as booming as can be. Even the longer, almost doom-like songs that are on here, they held my attention, and I'm hoping that they hold yours too if you happen to listen to this record. I really love Vanquish and Vengeance. This is Incantation back at their throne, doing what they know how to do, and they deliver an absolute headbanger of an album. Great stuff. Coming in at number 2, Cardiac Arrest, Vortex of Violence. I remember fondly when I first started this channel, and one of the first albums that I ever talked about was their 2010 album, Haven for the Insane. That album was just absolutely maniacal, insane, and crazy. So much old school death metal mentality on that album. Now, coming full circle 2 years later, they come back with a brand new album, and while it does sound much better production-wise than the previous record, it's still the Cardiac Arrest that you know and love. This is the Cardiac Arrest that you remember from Morgue Mutilations to some of their later stuff. And they deliver just an absolute headbanger of a record. Just how nasty and fast the drums are, the depraved, demented qualities in the vocals, the high pitch, the high vocals to the low guttural growls. The guitar riffs are just muffled, nasty. The riffs are great. This is an awesome band, and Cardiac Arrest have slowly become one of my favorite death metal bands over the last couple of years. Getting to see them play live last year was just an honor and a privilege, and getting to hear this brand new album is just absolutely awesome. Cardiac Arrest are definitely amazing. Definitely support them if you love old school death metal. Now we get to my number 1 album of 2012, my favorite extreme metal, extreme music release of this year. This probably might come as a shock to some of you, but to me, after seeing this band live earlier this month, getting to meet them, getting to talk to them, and getting to know them a little bit better, and seeing them play the music that they play, it really set in stone for me where I should put this album. And I remember back in 2009 when they came out with He Is Never Coming Back. That album was just absolutely jaw-dropping. And it only made me wonder what the next step would be for this band. And lo and behold, 2012, I give you my number 1 album of the year, Gazza, No Absolutes in Human Suffering. This is a band that is almost hard to describe. For one, you get elements of sludge, you get crust, hardcore, math metal, but yet beneath all these multiple genre styles, they deliver music that is just absolutely crushing and punishing and just destructive. Just the way John Parkin delivers his vocals are just absolutely amazing. He is a sight to behold. He is an amazing frontman. Just the emotion in his vocals, the way he delivers the lyrics, probably some of the most powerful vocals and lyrics I can remember from pretty much any release this year. I mean, songs like Skull Trophy, The Vipers, This We Celebrate. There is a lot of meaning and depth beneath all of these songs, and just absolutely crushing music. Great guitar work, just the great speed of the drums. As I mentioned before, John Parkin's vocals, just absolutely amazing. He is one of the best frontmen for extreme metal and extreme music, and he definitely proves why Gazza is such an amazing band and a force to be reckoned with. My number 1 album of the year is No Absolutes in Human Suffering by Gazza. This band is absolutely amazing, and if you have not heard Gazza yet, give them a shot. I urge you to at least give them one shot before you decide to shoot them down. They are a great band, and I definitely support anything and everything that these guys do. So, with that being said, this concludes my top 20 list. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to have different top 10 or different lists than my own. Feel free to agree or disagree. At the end of the day, your happiness is what should matter to you more than anything else. And with that being said, I hope everyone has a great new year. I hope 2012 was awesome for you. I'm very excited for 2013, what the future will bring. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be metal as fuck. I can guarantee you that. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And until the next time, Armijo out.